Ladies and gentlemen, rookie minicamp is officially in the books for the Carolina Panthers, and we have a lot to talk about before we head into OTAs and then mandatory minicamp, which is later this month, but it is right around the corner. So we're going to talk about everything you need to know, from who looked good, who is starting to really break out for this team as rookies. Obviously, again, take everything with a grain of salt because there's no pads, there's no contact, they're not running full speed on every single rep, and there's not too many 7-on-7s or 11-on-11s happening right now. But I'm telling you right now, it is coming. Now, there are two guys specifically that stood out to me in these first 2 or 3 days of practice, and we're going to tell you all about that right now. Before we dive in, though, you're going to see some names at the top left of your screen here. Make sure you go follow them on X or Twitter, because without them, these videos are not possible to make. It helps out them so much, and if you want more highlights, news, notes, and analysis right as they happen in practice, go follow them. They post it even before I can. Now, with that being said, let's kind of break down some of the biggest players that have broken out so far and have looked really good. Now, first of all, I want to talk a little bit about Tetairoa McMillan. So you're going to see him coming up here in just a second. All right, so right here, you're going to see him running to the left side of your field, number 4. He's as good as advertised. Now, he will undoubtedly be the starting wide receiver for this football team. He is 6'4", he's got a massive frame, and he's got a great catch radius. This is something that Bryce Young is going to be able to rely on very, very quickly into his NFL career. He is someone that can just go pluck it out of the air. Now, the biggest thing about him, like I just said, he's a plucker. He's not someone that uses his body to catch the ball. He goes up, reaches to the catch point, and makes some plays after the catch. But the fact that he's a plucker and not a body catcher makes him a different type of wide receiver from day one. Now, we can sit here and talk about Tetairoa McMillan all day long. The number one thing that I want to set across to you guys is he is a hard-working dude. I mean, he came into practice early every single day, stayed a little bit late, and worked with the wide receiver coach through, right here. You see it right here. I believe this guy's name is Rob Moore. I could be wrong, but they were working together so much over the first few days. You could tell this is a player that not only wants to get better, but wants to be the best possible player that he can be at the end of the day. Right here, just working on quick releases and boxing out, right? Getting the release, and then boom. Once you step in front, you're going to have one hell of a throwing window to throw to if you're Bryce Young. And again, that catch radius that he has is absolutely different. So again, I could sit here and talk about Tetairoa McMillan all day long, but for the sake of this video, we're going to go on to the next couple of guys that have, looked really good throughout camp so far. And again, I love how he just is so coachable. I mean, he welcomes it, wants to be coached. Great release, love it. I mean, I'm all in. So let's talk about the next couple of guys. Now, one of the most underrated players in this year's draft class here, as you see Tet go up and get a nice ball behind him. But Jimmy Horn Jr., I mean, this dude is quick. Now, I don't think he'll be a day one starter for them, but this is a guy that has potential to be an absolute unit in the NFL with that speed, the elusiveness after the catch. You're going to see him catch a ball here, number 15 on your screen. Maybe not the biggest guy in the world, but he averaged over 12.1 yards per reception over his 4-year collegiate career. And that big playability could be something that they lean on going into this season. Again, you have guys that I really like in Jalen Coker and Xavier Legette, Tetairoa McMillan, but now you have Jimmy Horn, and let me not forget about Adam Thielen and Hunter Renfrow as well. They have a lot of guys here that could be really big time targets for Bryce Young going into the season. So these OTAs that are about to kick off in, I believe, the next couple of days here this weekend, I think that the Panthers might practice or at least get together with the veterans and rookies. That's going to be a big telling sign of how much they trust some of these guys like a Jimmy Horn Jr. Going forward with Bryce Young. If they can establish a little bit of team chemistry, if they can build a rapport over those next few days, that could be huge for Jimmy Horn. And again, although he was a 6th-round pick, This is a guy that has a lot of talent, and if they can get it out of him quickly, he's going to be a star in the NFL, and I would not doubt it at all. If this guy can house a couple of 20-yard slants and take it 80 yards for a touchdown, I mean, this guy has crazy potential, and again, I'm just excited to see how these guys, the dynamic duo of Tetairoa McMillan and Jimmy Horn, throughout the next couple of weeks here, going into mandatory minicamp and whatnot, right? Now, before we get any further into this analysis, do me a big time favor. Hit the like button if you want me to cover the Panthers throughout not only all of OTAs, but also mandatory mini camp. And then after that, we got training camp, man. It is right around the corner, sooner than you think. The season is right here, man. It's so close. So let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, because it is free. It doesn't cost anything to join the family. Like I just said, we got you guys covered with every single practice throughout the rest of the offseason, and then regular season film, right? Film analysis for preseason, right? Gonna be breaking down some all 22 coaches film, and then the regular season as well with some film analysis. So let me know, and let's get back into it. Now, from there, we need to talk about some of these other young rookies that they have added to the team outside of that wide receiver room. You look at a guy like Mitchell Evans, who has a lot of potential and adds a lot of versatility as someone who can run block as well. Now, you obviously have Jatavion Sanders and Tommy Tremble, two guys that you could deem as being starters for this football team going into next season, but Mitchell Evans adds a ton of versatility. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be a starter by any means necessary, but what I am saying is when you talk about maybe 13 personnel, when you want to run the football with Rico Dowdle or Chuba Hubbard, right? Put this guy in the game. Get him in the game, get him activated, get him going. 13 personnel situations, or even 12 personnel situations. If you guys don't know personnel, I'll explain it to you really quickly. But 11 personnel, all this means is one running back, one tight end. The first number is always going to represent running back, second number is tight end. So, for example, if you have 22 personnel, you have 2 running backs on the field and 2 tight ends on the field. So when you get into personnel with 13, one running back, 3 tight ends, Mitchell Evans is someone that's going to add a lot of versatility and a dynamic to your football team that you need. Now, from there, they've also added another running back in Trevor Etienne. Now, why is that important? Well, Jonathan Brooks is out for the season. They have placed him on the PUP list, or the physically unable to perform, same thing. He is most likely going to be out the entire 2025 season, which ultimately means one thing. They need more depth, right? You bring Rico Dowdle, you have Chuba, but they draft Trevor Etienne knowing that Jonathan Brooks was not going to be playing this year at all. And I think that versatility is something to talk about, right? Having 3 guys that can get the football early and often is something you like. Now, defensively, they've added some guys I really, really do like in terms of Nick Scorin. You got Princely, and then you got Lathan Ransom as well. All second, third, and fourth round picks. Very, very exciting. If you're a Panther fan right now, you should be pumped, right? This defense looks so much improved with Derek Brown. You add Bobby Brown. You have Tershawn Ward coming over from Kansas City with the championship type of pedigree. You had Patrick Jones off the edge from Minnesota. You draft Nick Scorin to develop and maybe even be a day 1 starter for you. You also draft another nose in Cam Jackson. And then obviously you bring back Trevin Wallace, Josie Jewell, DJ Wonham, with Princely kind of learning behind him. You add Christian Roseboom. Trayvon Mowry coming over from Las Vegas is a day 1 starting safety who definitely adds a lot more potential to the secondary with J.C. Horn and Mike Jackson. Again, I am super excited about what this team is doing and where they have, or how far they have come already. So, guys, I'm going to end the video here. I know it was a quick breakdown video, but OTAs are right around the corner. We're going to get padded practices soon. We're going to get a lot more 7-on-7s, 11-on-11s, 1-on-1s versus wide receivers and DBs. With Bryce Young, things are going to get exciting. So, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family. And right there, you see Princely, you see Scorin, and we saw Ransom as well. So, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.